and welcome to Lisa's Italian Kitchen on another glorious summer day. We are still summering in Sicily, and today I have a delectable entree for you, or secondo, as we say in Italy. What you can do on a beautiful day like this is eat al fresco and use your grill. I have my grill here, and I have a beautiful beef tenderloin, which I'm going to grill for you today and top with my Basil Parmigiano Aioli, a simple sauce I make in the blender and put on top of the grilled meat. Melts in your mouth. This is a perfect summer dinner for you to make a pasta first and eat al fresco, followed by your secondo, your beef tenderloin, maybe a contorno, like a vegetable, a seasonal vegetable, or a salad, and then a light dessert. So, benvenuti in Sicilia. Here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sear my beef tenderloin. I like to sear all my meats, whether I'm doing them in the house, on my stove, or on my grill. What does searing do? Now I'm putting this direct medium. I have my heat on medium, direct, and I'm going to leave it for about 15 minutes. Why do we sear our meats? We sear our meats because it gives it a lovely crunchy coating on the outside of the meat and sears in all the juices. That's also why after we finish cooking our meats, we're going to let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes so that the juices don't flow out if we cut it right away. So now we're going to sear our meat, and in the meanwhile, I'm going to prepare my aioli sauce. Andiamo. Searing my beautiful 3-pound beef tenderloin. While we let that sear for 20 minutes, after which I will move it to indirect heat and cook for 15 minutes more. But while it's searing, I'm going to make the most delicious Basil Parmigiano Aioli sauce. Aioli is a sort of a cross between a mayonnaise and an oil sauce. It's oil-based with olive oil, but then you add other things, egg yolk to give it a little more body. And today we're going to add some Parmigiano to give it a wonderful texture. So here we go. I just have a regular blender. You can use your food processor, your blender, whatever works for you. And I start with 2 large egg yolks right into the blender. This is so great. We put everything together for this sauce. We have 3 chopped garlic cloves, just for the right amount of kick. I have 1 generous tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Again, lovely kick, smooth texture. Dijon is just such a finishing touch to so many beautiful things, beautiful sauces. 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. Yum. A bright taste to the sauce. I have 3/4 of a cup of freshly chopped basil leaves. Again, the basil leaves give it a lovely bright texture. And now to this I'm adding 1 generous cup of extra virgin olive oil. There we go. And 3/4 of a cup of Parmigiano Reggiano, freshly grated. This is going to give this sauce a lovely texture and body. Now, just to top it off, I'm going to put about a 1/2 teaspoon, maybe a little more, of freshly ground black pepper and 1 teaspoon of Sicilian sea salt. That's it. Look at this. We are going to blend this all together, and we're going to get a delicious, creamy aioli that's perfect on the beef tenderloin. It's just enough of a sauce to complement the beef without taking away from the delicious flavor of the meat. So, 1, 2, 3, andiamo. Just until all of the ingredients are nicely blended. Aiolis are creamy sauces. So the egg yolk gives it body with the extra virgin olive oil, and then all of your wonderful flavors and the texture of the Parmigiano Reggiano. Okay, there we go. Now let me show you this beautiful texture to this sauce. And does have raw eggs, so it's like a hollandaise. Some people prefer not to have that. But look at that beautiful creamy texture. You have the body of the Parmigiano Reggiano that gave it a little more, I would say, corpo. You know, it's a little thicker, but it's still just a lovely sauce. Cross between a hollandaise and a pure aioli. The flavors of this are just wonderful. You can serve it in a lovely gravy boat or a pitcher at table with your sliced beef tenderloin, as we will do shortly. Now we've had this on direct medium, searing it for 15, 18 minutes. Look at that. Look at that beautiful piece of meat. So now, beautiful beef tenderloin. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move this to indirect. I'm going to put this over here on the indirect heat. And put it in the middle there on indirect. I've got the flame on either side. And we're going to cook this for about 15 more minutes. Look at that little tail of the filet mignon. Don't you just want to cut that off and have a little snack before dinner? No, I'm going to be good and leave it on. All right, let's close up for 15 minutes. Notice I'm using my beautiful retro meat tray. I've had this meat tray for 40 years and I love it because, of course, the reason it was designed this way is so that the juices run off. You can put anything on here, a prime rib, a tenderloin like what I'm doing today. So I'm using my retro silver meat tray for you today. Long live the 70s. Beautiful beef tenderloin, about 3 pounds, has seared on the outside on direct medium, and now it's cooked beautifully for 20 minutes on indirect medium. You'll notice I'm putting it on my meat platter, not putting it on the platter I had before because of course we don't want any cross-contamination. And now I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil and let it rest 5 to 10 minutes so the liquids, the delicious juices, stay in the meat. Beef tenderloin has been resting for about 10 minutes under aluminum foil. We can take this off now and look at this beautiful tenderloin that we have. We're going to place it on my cutting board. Just the right amount of juice came out. Depending on how you like it, you may like it more well done or less cooked. We're kind of, medium to medium rare people. So let me just slice and see how we did. Oh, beautiful. Just pink in the center. Perfect. Just the right amount of juice. Oh, look at that. That's just gorgeous. So now you can plate it any way you like. You can plate it back on a meat tray like this, or you could plate it on maybe one of your china platters. But I'm telling you, your Sunday dinner lovers are going to be in love with you. So of course, I have to just taste now to make sure that it's perfect. Let's try with a little bit of our unbelievably delicious Parmigiano fresh basil aioli. Remember, egg yolk, extra virgin olive oil, Parmigiano, fresh basil, salt and pepper, little Dijon, and fresh lemon juice. Just put a little bit on here to give it. You can serve this on the side. You can plate your beef tenderloin and put it on the top, whichever you prefer. Buon appetito. Okay. If I do say so myself, firstly, the meat melts in your mouth. I have this wonderful, tangy, delicious aioli on top of it. From the olive oil, little hint of the Dijon mustard and lemon juice, and then that buttery, creamy Parmigiano. Truly heaven on a plate. Your Sunday dinner guests will love you to the moon and back. So, tutti a tavola, buon appetito. Ciao, ciao.